What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another exclusive interview with PW Mania. My name is Scott Mitchell, and joining me today is the wonderful Kamille. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. And this interview, we're going to be looking forward to the NWA 75th anniversary show. But before we get there, I do want to talk a little bit about how you first debuted at NWA. How did that come about?
I took some time off of wrestling and then I got a call from Dave Lagana. He needed someone to be an insurance policy for Nick Aldis. And so at NWA 70, I made my debut as his insurance policy, and really the rest is history.
So it's almost like coming a little full circle because at the NWA 70th anniversary is when you first debuted for the company, and now 5 years later, you're easily the top women's champion like in the past like 10 years there, which you've been on an incredible run. So quickly after you debuted, you began working with Thunder Rosa. You became number one contender. What was it like working with her and earning that title?
It was fine. She's just another wrestler. So I mean, it is what it is. And yeah, and then I became the number one contender and got the title, and she went off to AEW. So that's all there is to say about that.
You had defeated Serena Deeb to become the World Women's Champion. Your current reign is almost at 800 days, which is amazing. What's it like, to be representing the women of the company and to be the top champion there?
Well, I definitely take it with great pride and great honor, because when I first got into the NWA locker room, it's really when Billy Corgan had first bought it, and we kind of had that resurgence of what the new NWA is. And I went from being an insurance policy to a wrestler to then a champion in a very short time span. And so, as I've seen the company kind of grow and change and have ebbs and flows, I've gone from being one of the youngest girls in the locker room to now I'm one of the older ones. And so, it's so nice to see so many young girls come into the locker room, and really, like, this is one of their first places to really show what they got and show the world, everything they can do. And so it's really nice to kind of be um, someone that they can feel like they can talk to or turn to if they have any questions, concerns, anything like that. And so I definitely take my role as, not just the NWA Women's Champion for like the fans and the outside world, but just for the locker room and for the girls that are part of that. I'm happy that I can be, I want to say a leader, but like I said, someone that they can trust in.
Definitely. And NWA has one of my personal favorite women's divisions. Like the women from top to bottom in that company are just fantastic. Um, and we also saw an all-women show in Power. How important was that show to you and the locker room and your match with Layla Hirsch?
We were all very excited about it, not only because it was an all women's pay per view, but because it was a chance to take talent from all different companies and kind of bring us together. So it was around the time when that was kind of like the hot thing to do, the Forbidden Door and everyone kind of working together. And so it was really neat to have matchups that we wouldn't be able to otherwise have. And being able to work with Layla was great. It was my first time ever getting in the ring with her. So I didn't really know what to expect, but being able to just tell that David and Goliath, big versus small story was a ton of fun. And I also think that we had a lot to prove because I was brand new at the time. She was brand new. And it was like, okay, what are these brand new girls going to do? Because they don't have someone to lead the other one in the ring. But I mean, we kicked ass, and we definitely proved ourselves that night.
Definitely. And massive congratulations for, that show and all that you've accomplished so far.
Thanks.
You you also had a one of my personal favorite matches recently, which was with Kylan King, the rivalry you guys had leading to the title defense. What was it like working with her, working with somebody who's kind of your same size, same stature, who's another powerhouse?
It was great, and really not for any of those reasons. It was just great because she trained at Team 3D, as did I. I was kind of finishing off my training when she was getting started. So it was only a very small kind of window of us being there at the same time. But I mean, I did see her when she very first started. She saw me when I was very first starting. And to kind of have our journeys go this way, just to, meet again was, once again, a really cool full circle moment. And then, of course, we had Bubba, what is it? What does he go? Bully, Bully, commentating our match, and for him to be able to get in there and raise my hand after the victory with such a great match with her was a really special moment.
Definitely. And more recently, you got to work with Angelina Love and Fodder while teaming with your husband, Tom Latimer. What was that like, working alongside your husband and working with Angelina Love and Fodder?
Well, unfortunately, we were supposed to have a intergender match, which didn't happen. So I didn't really get to actually work alongside my husband. But they did jump us out of nowhere, and I got beat up alongside my husband. But to be able to work with Angelina was, I mean, so crazy. You grow up watching these women and the things that they've done in the industry, and just really just pave a path for everybody else. And then I'm, years down the road, being able to not only get in the ring with her, but she's challenging me for a title. So that was really cool. And I mean, one of my favorite matches to date. It was just so easy and so much fun.
Definitely. And she's definitely very experienced. She's been around for a while. So I guess getting to work with her as well. What was it like learning? Were you able to learn a lot from her?
I mean, I think that it was just the type of match that it was just an easy go with the flow. We only called a few things, and we just went with the flow. And I don't know, I don't think neither of us necessarily learned anything from each other. I think it was just kind of a night off for both of us because we weren't having to think so much. We weren't having to worry about the other person. We knew that each other were going to be there for one another. And it was just a really easy, fun night. And then if you watch it, it looks brutal. So that's the best part.
Definitely. And so we're coming up on the NWA 75th anniversary show, which it looks like you're on track to go up against Natalia Marhova at the show. What's the importance for you for competing at NWA 75 and working with Natalia Marhova?
Markova. But yeah, I mean, it's I think it's more important for the NWA to have me at 75 than for me to be at 75. I've already proven myself time and time and time again for over 2 years now. But 75, that's our biggest pay-per-view of the year. Wouldn't really be much of a pay-per-view if you didn't have your women's champion defending the title there. And so I know I'll have my work cut out for me because I'm actually about to make an announcement about that match that's going to make it a pretty hard night for the both of us. And when I win that match, I will have to also defend my title the next night, night 2 of NWA 75. So it's going to be a pretty brutal weekend for me. But hey, the fans, I know that they'll have a good time and they'll enjoy it. And that's why we do this. So
Definitely. And do you have any hopes on who you would be defending it against the second night?
well, the second night, it's going to be whoever wins the gauntlet. I'm not sure of every single person that's in it, but today they did just announce that Allison Kay was entering, and Allison hasn't worked for the NWA in it's been a few months. I don't know if it's been this year at all, but I know it's been quite a while. And she was once NWA Women's Champ herself, so she knows what it takes. And so that would be a super interesting matchup. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly who all is even in the gauntlet, but I have faced every sort of wrestler, size, style, everything. So I'm ready for whatever.
Definitely. And I'm looking forward a lot to that show. That show is going to be terrific. So I want to also talk about you're now officially in the top 5 longest reigns as the NWA Women's Champion. You're almost at 800 days. What is the importance of that to you and to representing the company?
I just think that it's important to be able to take the title not only in the NWA, but I also defend it on in independent promotions all around the country and in different countries. I've defended it in Mexico. I defended it in the UK, and just I don't know, just stay true to myself and stay true to what I feel represents, a strong woman. Um, and really, that's all. I mean, I know this sounds terrible because it's our interview here, but I get asked it all the time, and it's just at this point, I feel like I am the face of the NWA. I've been here since 2018 when we first came back at NWA 70. And all I want to do is make the NWA proud, make myself proud. And like I said before, make sure every woman in that locker room feels like they have a nice, comfortable place to go to and work.
Definitely. And, you've been doing a fantastic job at that. When I hear the NWA, I automatically think of you because you're easily one of the workhorses there. So massive congratulations for that and props for that. And I hope that you have a continue to have a nice long run.
Thank you.
No problem. So looking ahead for you, what's next? Do you have any future goals or future opponents that you'd like to face?
Um, I mentioned in an interview yesterday, I've seen Steph DeLander. She's really been making a name for herself. Jordan Grace, I'm not sure what her, contract wise, what she's doing now. Those are two girls that I haven't been able to ever get in the ring with up to this date. So that would be super cool. I don't really think too much about people in other companies because just not something that's going to happen right now. I'm trying to think of more like free agents. I don't know. Steph and I want to call her by her real name. What's her working name again? Jordan. They're two girls that I'm interested in defending my title against.
Definitely. And is there a message you could tell your fans and NWA fans in general who are going to be tuning into the show at the end of the interview?
Definitely. So we're really excited to put on a great weekend of wrestling at the Chase. It's always the pay-per-view that I look forward to most because the Chase is so historic and the fans there have such a good time. And I hope you guys can keep up the rowdiness and the intensity all through the night because pretty sure I will be main eventing the first night. So I'll be going on last then. So keep up the energy, save it for then. And then the second night, we got a bunch of big matches announced as well. Of course, we have Tyrus versus EC3. It should be my husband, but that's another story for another day. And yeah, we're just very excited to make it a fun weekend of wrestling. And we appreciate everyone that supports not us as individuals, but the whole company as a whole.
Definitely. And I do thank you for coming on the show today and for coming on the interview. And, it's a pleasure to work with you. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.